that's up. That's helpful. I mean, my head is gigantic, and I'm on Johnny's couch. Heat, heat, pants, no. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, it's right. Let's see. No, I don't want to mute. Tonight on this huge pillar. That was a bit offsides, wasn't it? Get open, you rat! What's happening? Yeah, I've beaten my computer to death over the last little bit.
Welcome back to the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide. It's now time for the happy ending. Yay!
Yay! The happy ending is that we have a bunch of callers, and so we should, let's do that. That's right. You're not living up to the standard by which you set, kids. What? Who do we have, Devin?
Next we got Dave in North Miami Beach.
Excellent. Dave, welcome.
Greetings, time changer. Greetings, time changer. Good to hear you again.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's good to be heard.
This is not a troll.
Yes.
So once we have Biden and a sane Congress, I hope we can have a serious talk about how our media is dividing us. It's as if you had one radio station that only played Private Dancer by Tina Turner and another only played Is This Love by Whitesnake, and you don't realize, oh, it's two sides of the same conversation.
It's musically the same song. Right. It's yes, I understand what you mean. Chris Evans has famously has started, Captain America has famously started a organization called Starting Point, which tries to get people who are on different sides of the aisle together to talk peaceably, which is a great effort. I applaud that. Whether it's successful or not will be
It's
yet
definitely
to be
worth the calories, man. It's worth it.
Yeah, but as a personal endeavor, that's a good thing to do. I definitely think there is an entrenchment going on that is it happens to a lot of countries at periods in history where there's a lot on the line, and it's something we have to get through.
We have a bigger problem. But we have a bigger problem that dementia can kick in at 45, and so you have not just baby boomers who used to have a government or a union over their shoulder, giving them a lot of guidance and support, and not understanding how that doesn't exist for Gen Xers like me. And of course, with the declining mental state that can go on, they go from remembering the good old days to misremembering, and that just makes it worse. And Trump is Exhibit A. Have a good weekend.
Well, I would also say that speaks more to almost like the substance use of that particular generation and the effect that it had over time on their brain pans in some cases. Yeah, obviously not ubiquitous across an entire generation, but more so perhaps than previous generations. More mental experimentation over a series of decades takes its toll, especially when that chemical experimentation in the case of the president involves not sleeping because of stimulant use. That's going to catch up with you more so than having some sort of Abby Hoffman trip in the 60s perhaps might have. This is a genuine concern. I'm not about kind of generic ageism in this. I think it's really what you do with the brains you have that's more of a problem than people lacking brains currently. And the QAnon Trumpster maggot crowd uprising has more to do with the availability of social media and the fact that when you talk about media in and of itself, are more they have more of a voice than they've ever had. And in a democracy where free speech is important, that's very important. But it's also an issue. It's also a a point of concern that people are not thinking through what they're saying. People are not concerned about the value of the words that they're saying, simply that they win an argument or get their point across. And in the case of people who follow people like Donald Trump, or anybody who's in kind of a cultish behavioral group, that has perfectly lined up with the availability of the internet. There were people in 1918, 1919 who refused to cover up wearing masks, thought it was a plot, thought the end of the world was coming, all that stuff. The same stuff we're seeing, they just didn't have Facebook. So that is indicative too. Again, this is the cable newsing of your neighbor's idiocy. There was a period where there was just as much crime, if not more, pre-1992. Crime has been going down since 1992. There was more murder, and it had plateaued, essentially, going on previous to 1992. And over the course of cable rising up, crime was going down, but the availability of that information, of what crimes were occurring, was profound. It had a profound impact on people's beliefs, because while there was less crime around them, a crime all the way across the country, or indeed all the way across the world, could be shown almost in real time on their television. And so the feeling was, if you watch the news, was, oh my God, crime is way up, even though it was going down. The same thing is true of generalized idiocy amongst your fellow human beings.
Yes.
that silent majority is silent no more in terms of what Trump is talking about. And what we're really seeing is the rise of the cable newsing of local nutty theories, and the conspiratorial has risen to the normal. That's what this is about. As much as MSNBC and Fox allegedly take, either side and entrenched, deep-rooted, lefty-righty zones of things, the reality is those elements are pretty much entrenched in the opinion-based shows, and not even all of them. Because while Rachel Maddow is, I think, everything you would want in a liberal commentator, she's not an extremist human being. And while Chris Wallace is definitely no friend to progressive tax policy, he's not an extremist. And the majority of these situations where people want to keep their job or maintain their value over decades, and have a job well after Trump is gone, they're maintaining that to some degree. Everybody else who's going to cash out on Trump's America couldn't care less. Hannity, Tucker, Laura Ingraham, they're all in on this. In a way that, Chris Hayes was all in on Bernie Sanders for a while. But even with that, Chris Hayes has moved on and is just kind of telling the news as it is, where in a way that Laura Ingraham and Hannity are not capable of. But this ping pong idea of media has less of an impact ultimately. It used to be, my grandmother does nothing but watch Fox News all day, how do I talk her out of it kind of thing. Now it's a lot more like, Roseanne's tweets and the president's tweets and YouTube videos that you watch, that long form anti-Semitic or racist videos by people that you might otherwise respect in your community, all of a sudden catch people off guard. I mean, the whole Nick Cannon thing, what is no surprise to anybody who's watched his Cannon's class from the beginning or seen it, but it's a shock to people who suddenly discover it after it comes up, after he loses his job. So, again, this is like my feeling when anybody brings up the media is my same feeling about when the media brings up how great Trump is at manipulating the media. If maybe you're just dumb. maybe you're just a sucker. Maybe, you know, when the media goes, he's so good at manipulating the media. Like, well, maybe it's too manipulated. It's too easy to manipulate in its current function.
Right.
Maybe you have some work to do making sure there's checks and balances on that media manipulation that make it so easy. Why is our media so easy to lead? And we are learning that. CNN and MSNBC and Fox no longer put up random Twitter handles and say so and so says da 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 as if it's real, because that was the dinner bell for the Russian hackers. Appreciate you guys being with us today. Sorry about the technical glitches. I don't know quite what's causing that part of it. I will clean it up, but we've got Sexy Liberal tonight, so obviously I've got to be around for that. Again, I think there are only a couple of seats left in the VIP tomorrow, the second one, but it will be just as good as the one tonight. I promise you, we will all be there. We just wanted to catch the overflow and make sure that it was there for you. So join us if you want to. If you haven't got a ticket already, that's the only way I think to get one. So we'll see you guys tonight. Thank you so much. Love you, Johnny. Thanks for sticking with me through the tech issue, guys. Thanks for the super chats today, guys. Really appreciate it. We will see you later on. Thanks, Devin.
All right, Hale, I gotta blow. Bye.
That's all right.
All right, Hal and Johnny, I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye, Devin.
Okay, bye. Let's see if I can get this thing to work or whatever, or if I'm just going to have to duck out myself and like reboot everything today. Craziness. That's not good. Do that. Minus. Quit it. Call ended. Hey, there's Carl. When we did our space thing. I don't want that. Don't. So weird. Camera. There we go. Hopefully this goes back to normal. Yeah. Okay. Hey, everybody. Good Lord. Indeed. Joy Reid will be on tonight. Very exciting. She's got Chris Matthews. Chris Matthews' old slot on MSNBC. That's a win. So for it. Yeah, we're really choppy today. I apologize for that, guys. I'm gonna sign off early today and not do a post show since we have the show tonight, and reboot my entire system and make sure it's up and running because I need it to work for the show tonight. So yeah, and I've got bags under my eyes because I'm so tired. Wow. Yeah. Sleep much? No. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll take a nap too. Holy God. I know how to use my computer. Otherwise, I would have just gone off the air and that would have been that. So yeah. Oh, it's a definite technical workshop. I went through 3 pieces of software while I was still taking callers. So, hello. All right, I'm going to sign off. You guys are wonderful. I will see you guys tonight for the Sexy Liberal Show. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. Thank you guys for the super chats again. I don't know what got through and what didn't as far as the choppiness and whatnot. It means a lot. I appreciate it. Be well, and I will see you guys later. Much love. Thank you so much. Bye.